start.
Good morning, Sri Lanka. Welcome back to the show. Now, speaking about being online and your kids being online, how do you make sure that they are protected at all times? Because there are so many traps that kids can fall into just because they don't have the wisdom, as Dr. Maya mentioned in the first segment, to really understand that what they post out there is available for everyone to see, because the internet is just that. It's a huge network of people all over the world who can access your information. And I think posting pictures online has become a huge trend in recent years, more so than ever actually. And what's your take on that when it comes to children and posting not just personal information but pictures of themselves online?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very serious issue, right? And when I do my parenting workshops, how I explain to parents about the internet, say chat, having cafes, you know, any kind of thing like that. It's like going on the street, getting a perfect stranger, come and sit next to your child and let them have a conversation, leave them alone in a room, okay? Have your child pose for photographs for that person. I mean, no parent will do that.
Definitely.
But that is what you are doing on the internet. And a very big risk are sexual predators, pedophiles. There are so many pedophiles who are out there who pretend to be children.
Right.
Oh, I see. Of the same age as the
16-year-old, you know. And they start on in internet cafe, you know, for example, something like Club Penguin, or there's Yville, where you have these virtual worlds, and you meet somebody and they say, oh, hi, you know, and I'm 15, and oh, I'm 15 too, and you know, I really had a bad day today, why is that? And you're having this huge conversation, and you don't even know who you are. And they say, oh, show me a picture of yourself. Yeah, no problem, picture, you know, and sent. And that's really very dangerous.
And they would just move it on to a more easy, accessible social network site like Facebook, from that to Facebook or something, and they could continue the conversation from there.
Yes, and I mean, the thing is too, what parents need to explain to their children, it's great to take pictures of flowers and mountains and post it, but don't take pictures of yourself.
Okay.
You know, and especially wearing a swimsuit or wearing shorts, so you know, a very innocent picture can be made not so innocent by people out there.
Definitely.
Yeah, quick fun fact, we had a guest on our show that said even if you delete anything off the internet, it's not really deleted.
No, absolutely, it's not.
It's still out there. Once you upload it, it's there forever. Wow.
It is there.
It's crazy to think about all the times I deleted pictures that I've uploaded and then thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't put that online, and then just deleted that. But
well, other people won't see it, but yes, it's still there.
Right. So, I mean, what would you say the best way to prevent this from happening for the parents out there watching right now?
Right. Well, it would be to have a close dialogue with your children. You know, be honest. Explain to them that there are people out there who are not very nice, who might want to, you know, talk to them about things that are not very nice. Tell them that photographs are private. Now, the good thing about Facebook is that you can have privacy settings.
Definitely.
Right? So that parents need to ensure that it's on maximum privacy, which means friends only. Because otherwise, you know what happens? It goes viral. In fact, if I put my, you know, picture on, and a friend of a friend or a friend of a friend can see it, then everybody can see it.
That's right.
Definitely.
And you can look at somebody's Facebook page, and if it's not protected, you know their history. You know where they go to school, what they've had for breakfast, who their friends are. It's actually very dangerous.
Yeah, and on Good Morning Sri Lanka as well, we don't endorse that type of behavior at all. And even if we speak about it, it's very important that even if we have younger viewers who are watching, then it's very important that you keep in mind all of the advice that's been given out on the show, because it's very important to look out online for all sorts of, there are red flags that you can look out for, and it's very important to keep your eyes wide open and alert at all times. But again, coming back to some of the disturbing content that's there online, what if your child has already seen something or experienced something that is, you know, mentally affecting them? Then what are the steps that you can take? I mean,
I mean, so first of all, it's important to say there are pictures and images out there that are not good for you to see, right? And you know, actually these pornographic sites are very clever, because in part of my parenting course I explained this, that if you type White House, there's actually a pornographic site called whitehouse.com. So they might be just very innocently doing their research on Obama and White House, and this pornographic site would come up.
Right.
That is why it's important for parents to have strict controls, because if they have that, it wouldn't happen. It's also important to say, look, if you actually see something like this, if a friend shows you a picture which you feel uncomfortable about, come and tell me. But for your child to come and tell you, you need to have an open relationship with them.
Because that's a relationship that, well, to be honest, like a lot of Sri Lankan parents don't have with their children. It's more like, I'm the boss, you're the kid, you listen to what I say.
Could be. But even if they have a very loving, caring relationship, a lot of parents do find it very uncomfortable to talk about sexuality, growing up, boyfriends, girlfriends, and actually those are very important kinds of conversation to have. You can't expect them to learn it at school. You know, because they will learn it from their friends, but they will not learn it in a beautiful way. They might learn it in a crass way, which is not what you want.
Definitely. And when you speak about peer pressure as well, just growing up in a group of kids, and if you have some sort of opinion that is different from everyone else's, then you experience that peer pressure where, why aren't you on Facebook? Why won't your mother or father allow you to be on Facebook? That's lame.
Yes.
Why aren't you there? So there's so many things that kids go through at that time as well. If there are younger viewers watching our show as well, how can they then in turn deal with things like peer pressure?
Right. Well, that's a very good question, because our 3 kids, well, especially our 2 older boys, probably do have some peer pressure, because we don't, sorry to say this, have television at home, okay, or cable. That's something that we have decided not to have, and as I said, they don't have smartphones. But what I explain to them is, you know, we're just a bit different in our family. We do things differently. So we have movie night, where we all sit together, we have popcorn, we choose a movie, you know, we do lots more activities probably together as a family.
Okay.
And you know, maybe go on holiday together, whereas lots of Sri Lankan people would go on holidays with other families.
That's right.
We go on our own. So that's really special family time. So I explain that, and I say, you know, it's just a bit different, and really it comes from self-esteem, from your self-confidence. And I say, you know, you don't need to copy somebody else. You can be strong in yourself, but the biggest way you can teach your children not to have peer pressure is for you not to succumb to peer pressure. Which means, as an adult, you know, I shouldn't want to have the latest smartphone. I shouldn't need to drive the latest BMW. Do you understand? I mean, you know, I shouldn't need to have the latest shoes. So when they say, okay, my parents are also a little bit different, it just becomes easier. And I tell my kids, use me as an example. Say, oh my gosh, no, my mother will kill me. That's great. I don't mind that. And they do. They use it.
They must be using that liberally.
All the time.
I can't do this
All
because my mom, if she finds out,
all the time.
We're gone.
But the thing is, even with the tightest control, I can't always keep them next to me, right? They're going to go with their friends. They might go to see, you know, go to a friend's house, and he has a smartphone. So that's why, again, it comes back to having an open relationship, being able to talk. And I think, you know, sadly, in Sri Lanka, you were right when you said, you know, maybe it's sort of that paternal, authoritative relationship. But I think what happened with these tragic victims was they felt ashamed, and ashamed because of their parents, because they didn't know what how their parents will react. So I think telling our children you love them unconditionally, it doesn't matter what they do, what they say, how badly they perform, you're still there and you love them and support them, then that will help.
Definitely, and I think that's the best message that you can give out to any child, the fact that whatever they do, whatever mistakes, that you're still children, but we accept you for what you do, and
accept them.
Yeah, accept them, definitely. But when even something as innocent as email can really, you know, cause a lot of catastrophes when it comes to what they receive into their inbox as well. So how is there any way to filter that as well, the emails that a child will receive, because they can have their own personal account and then you don't really know what's happening?
Well, you do, because you know their passwords.
Right.
You will need to know all. I mean, you know, I'm talking about children under the age of 16.
Right. So you strike a deal with them before they get these access to emails or Facebook.
Absolutely.
Or whatnot.
And say even if they have, for example, our children have an iPod, which is different to an iPad, or you know, it's not a phone, but still we have the password for it. So they can't use it without us, you know, typing in the number.
Okay.
So it is having giving some freedom, but having actually being the eyes and the ears. Because as I said before, they have the knowledge, but as yet they don't have the wisdom.
All right. Quick one. If your child was a victim for cyberbullying, for example, Facebook, someone could comment on your status with something really bad. What would you suggest that kids should do if something like that does happen?
Well, I would say the first thing is to tell a trusted adult. Okay, hopefully it'll be a parent. It could be a school teacher, you know, a Sunday school teacher. And secondly, there are ways, and if you even Google cyberbullying, you can report, you can block, right? And, you know, so there are things that you can do. And basically, cyberbullying would mean anything that is sort of degrades somebody, you know, hurts them.
Yeah.
So even saying, you know, you are ugly to somebody on the internet, if they continue to say that of course that does happen.
Right.
That's why Ask FM, although you're a fan.
I'm not a fan. That was a joke.
Oh, that was a joke. Oh, good. It's actually been responsible for about, I think, 9 or 10 teen suicides in the UK.
Right.
So there, you know, because unlike
that's a crazy statistic.
That is, because unlike Facebook, which you can have parental control, in Ask FM there is none.
Right.
So that affects them a lot mentally, I guess, as well. And I'm sure the same sort of rules apply when it comes to if a stranger should contact you online and ask you to send pictures or ask you for your personal information. Again, I'm sure you have to follow the same sort of tell and trusted adult.
Yes.
Things like that, right?
Well, stranger, I mean, they might not say it's a stranger. They might say, I'm just your next door neighbor, I'm your cousin from Melbourne. How do you know?
Yeah.
That's very true. That's very true. And parents have to have a look out for that, don't they?
Yes. I mean, that's why you need to be. Now, the other thing is screen time.
Right.
Okay. Screen time means how long your child spends in front of a screen. It could be the TV, DVDs, iPads, iPods. And actually, the recommended time is maximum 2 hours a day.
What? Let's pause the brakes on for a second, because I'm pretty sure everyone's going to go blind in the next few months, because we've been on the computer, some of us are on the computer like pretty much 12 hours a day.
But you're not a child, Jason. This is for children.
I think basically between maybe the ages of 9 and 16, especially.
Well, even at age 2, screen time is 0.
Right. I guess.
When does it become 2?
It's when their body's developing, so like you don't want their eyesight to kind of.
It's actually very little to do with eyesight and more to do with their brain and their interaction. Because as you said, the moment they are interacting there, into that screen, you know, they're not interacting with what's around them.
That's right.
With growing and with developing. And I mean, it's true. I mean, children spend a lot less time outdoors, doing sport, riding bicycles, climbing trees,
flying kites.
Flying kites, exactly. Rather, they are playing tennis on the Wii, and they think, yeah, I'm a pro. It's true. Look, I can do the hurdles in the Olympics. And actually, you know, it's not reality. So I'm not saying, you know, ban it, but have a control on how much they
definitely
watch.
Because I mean, we've been talking about the negatives, but there are some great positives as well.
Absolutely.
To the internet, and when it comes to even academics and even meeting people, keeping in touch with your friends, it becomes a great platform, right? So
it is, and especially friends who have left and gone abroad, and it's a way of meeting. It's a way of connection. For example, my children's grandparents are abroad in the UK, and it's wonderful that grandma sees what they're doing, and they see what grandma's doing.
Okay.
And you know, so it is. So it's just like anything else, you know, it's use it wisely.
Definitely.
And pass on that wisdom to your children.
So on a final note, how can a parent stay up to date on developing technology? Because I mean, it seems to be developing really, really fast. And you're looking at me like,